ranking every single Premier League striker. This is the final episode of the series. Don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos coming. Let's get straight into it. Starting off with Mateta, for me he's going straight in at A. I think when I watch Mateta, he's got very good fundamentals, he's physical. He scored 12 Premier League goals last season. I think he's a very, very good striker. Now whether that's him, leaving, Palace did sign Strand Larsen from Wolves as a potential replacement because he was going to go to Milan. Now, if he stays, I think he'd be a very, very good player. As I said, good striker, can score all sorts of goals. His European experience will be key. Just his general Premier League experience in general. I think he's a pretty consistent striker. Would bag you 10 to 15 goals a season, which is definitely something that Crystal Palace will need. Haji Wright going in at D, again, just need to see more of him. Rodrigo Muniz, in terms of a striker, C. I think not the greatest striker, hasn't had that consistent run of games. Now with Jimenez leaving, he will get the large bulk of the games. I think he is a decent player. There isn't much pressure on him because Raul Jimenez did only score 9 goals, but he is replacing a big figure who would have started a lot of the games. And again, let's see how he does in this season. Maybe we'll get 15 to 20 goals, who knows. Fulham have obviously got a new manager. They've obviously got Gonzalo Garcia in. I still think Muniz will be getting a lot of the games, to be honest with you. But again, sharing the workload, I think Garcia would probably be the long-term striker. But again, we'll see how Muniz gets on. Solanke D. Solanke struggled with injuries. Spurs, a lot of their team is very good defensively. A lot of new reinforcement. They've transformed that midfield. A lot of good attack. I just think that striker is missing. And Solanke, whether that's injury, I just don't think he's a striker that Spurs needs. I think if they go out and get a decent striker, whether that be Krupi, obviously they probably won't get him now due to his injury, or someone like that who's a decent striker, maybe an Igor Thiago, who we talk about, that will come in, bag you some goals. I think they're looking like a very, very good team, and then it's ultimately down to how they get coached and how they play games. But yeah, just Solanke isn't it for me, to be honest with you. Tierno Barry is C. I think if you're looking at Tierno Barry as a striker for Everton, he puts a lot of work in, doesn't really get the end product, and I think that would be a big concern. Again, he did score a few goals last season. I think in that Moyes team now, it's all about getting the best out of him. Sesko, have to put him in B. Again, for me, I just have a lot of PTSD with Rasmus Højlund. Kind of similar ages, came in from a foreign league, had a good season. I just want to see how he can do next season for Manchester United, to be honest with you. Getting more game time, getting more opportunities to see how he does in this team. I'm very excited by Sesko, to be honest. I think he's a good striker, scored a lot of good goals, but now it's all about the consistency, especially being a young player. And I have no sort of concerns about Sesko. I think he will do well for Manchester United, but it's all about how he performs next season. Champions League games, there's going to be a lot more opportunities. Let's see how many goals. I'm aiming for 20 goals for Benjamin Sesko next season across all competitions. That would be the sort of ambition for him. I think he's a really, really good player. And let's just hope he can prove it next season. Walter Marder has to go and see. The signing was not what everyone expected. Liverpool signed Isak and Ekitike. United obviously signed Sesko. Arsenal signed Gyökeres. Newcastle were in the hunt for a striker and signed Walter Marder. It wasn't the season for him. A lot of money spent. Again, his first season, so again, you have to take it slowly and see how he does next season. However, they're going to need goals from somewhere. They've lost Gordon, who again chipped in with a few goals for them. They're going to need goals, and hopefully Walter Marder can provide it for them. But based off last season, I think they are going to really struggle in the attacking department. Chris Wood's a B. I think Chris Wood just is a good striker. Again, excited to see how he does under Oliver Glasner. He's someone that will chip in with a few goals. Very, very good striker. Good goal scorer, and has proven that over the years. Brian Bobby, for me, B as well. I think Bobby's got a lot of potential. Very good World Cup. Playing in that Sunderland team, he's a tough player. Typical, what would you say, like shithouse sort of striker in terms of someone that's not afraid to go, duel for duel and go barging players and pushing players around to get the ball. I think he is a good striker. For me, he's got to have another good couple of seasons. And again, with Sunderland being in Europe, I think they do need a player like him. And again, his goals will be key. João Pedro B. I think if I'm looking at João Pedro, not a natural striker, more of a number 10, false 9 sort of vibe. But again, the fact that he's over Delap, who actually is a striker, tells you everything you need to know. And under the Xabi Alonso system, whether that is as a number 10 or through the middle where I think he's going to play, I think he will chip in with a few goals. He's technically very, very good. And yeah, a player that I do like a lot. Erling Haaland obviously is S. When you watch Erling Haaland, the goals that he scored, got all the records. He's on track to break the all-time Premier League record. The amount of goals he has in 3 or 4 seasons in the Premier League is ridiculous. The trophy cabinet as well. an insane striker. As I said, the World Cup was fantastic. His consistency is insane, and you're backing him to get minimum 25 goals next season in the Premier League, depending obviously how well Manchester City do. But yeah, insane goal scorer, and what a player City have. Just a freak, to be honest with you. Evan Nilsson going in at C, again, not the greatest striker. I think if Krupi was fit, he starts, in my opinion. Ferguson in at C as well. I think there's a lot of now. There's going to be a lot on, Brighton signing a striker. They've lost Welbeck, who again scored a lot of their goals last season in the Premier League. I think a decent player is Ferguson. There was a lot of hype around him. See how he does next season for them. Whether he is going to be the starting striker. As of now, he probably will be. Isak, got 3 goals in 14 games. First season, cost 125 million, the most expensive transfer in British history. I still don't think that dynamic is going to work, having 2 very good strikers. As much as I think, Liverpool fans will think, I just don't think. I think you look at City, the main example in my time being Julian Alvarez and Erling Haaland at Manchester City. 2 very good strikers. Alvarez ultimately wanted to leave. There was no doubt he was good enough, but he wanted to leave to play first team minutes. I think with Isak, it's a big season coming if he can stay fit. I don't know how he's looked in pre-season so far. But again, he's shown he's a bagsman. I think based off last season, you probably do have to put him in C. And again, Liverpool fans, they need to see a lot more from Alexander Isak. I know he was injured, but he did cost 125 million. But yeah, I think Gyökeres, you have to put him in B. 21 goals last season across all comps. I think he is overrated. Overhated. I don't think he's that bad of a striker. The goals that he scored, yes, his hold-up play might not be the greatest, but again, it's his first season in the league. The Portuguese league to the Premier League is different. We'll see what he does next season. McBurnie, putting him at D. Again, the promoted players, I'll talk about them at the end of the season. Thiago, I have to put him in B now. The reason why I say I'm worried about Thiago, he was cooking up poo in a kettle, was Igor Thiago at the World Cup. The season last season was great, and you have to take that into account, but that World Cup was very, very stinky. I've seen a lot of people say 3 p.m, a blackout, Igor Thiago, if that's what you see the best of him, no cameras at the Amex, no, not the Amex, at the G-Tech, that's where he goes off. But when the stage is on, when the cameras are running, big game, big moment, he doesn't step up. And you can't, deny the goals he scored last season. It was 20 plus goals. Only 4 Brentford players have done that in the Premier League. Very good season. Worried that it's going to be a one-season wonder. Let's see how he does next season, because that World Cup was honestly horrific and probably scarred or damaged his reputation. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has to go in B. Again, scored quite a few goals last season. See if he can stay injury-free and do it again for Leeds. Ollie Watkins, I like Ollie Watkins. Experience. Scored 16 goals last season. Plays a lot of games for Villa. Really do like him. I love him at United. I think he's a fantastic, fantastic player. Can score every sort of goal. His experience will be key as well. And then this guy, brother, sorry, you're going in that deep. But that is my ratings. Let me know your thoughts. That's the final episode of the series. Let me know if you want to see any more. It's been a long one, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. And there'll be a lot more content coming your way very, very soon. So thank you for watching. Peace.